And now, from the Cave of Wonders, live in the presence of gods, welcome to the Rain Man Show.
Your Honor, please! All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Rain Man Show. I am Michael Flores, your host, and I am here to guide you on a journey through my depraved mind. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Feeling better?
Are you feeling better?
I am feeling better, yeah.
I didn't ask, but you needed to throw that out there for some reason.
Just felt the need to share.
You want some sympathy?
No. There's no sympathy here.
After last show, I'm sure you want a lot of sympathy. So last show before vacation, Thomas.
I know.
That will give you plenty of time to relax.
Take a little bit of a deserved break, right?
Allow your throat to heal, because I know you have a sore throat. You're coughing miserably all over the mic last night.
Yes. It was horrible.
Yeah. So little vacation, and I think a lot of us need a break.
It's been a long year.
It has, right? And we still have another quarter to go.
Yeah, with all the TV shows coming back and everything getting...
Well, and that's why I usually put these breaks right before we go back to television season, because then it's just balls to the wall for about 3.5 months.
Yeah, until Christmas.
And it's insane. And, you know, the vacation isn't because not because I dislike this radio stuff. I love it, but I just need to decompress.
Well, dude, yeah. Every day, all day, eventually.
Yeah, I mean, typically we take 2 network holiday breaks, usually a year. We have the big one, the mid-December through late January, which before Patreon, it was mid-December to March. Now with Patreon, we come back late January. And then we have a smaller one around Labor Day. If people haven't picked up those patterns yet, those are typically where we take our bigger breaks. We're going to be off the air for about 12 days.
Right.
No shows being released. So Patreon subscribers, get ready for an onslaught of releases between now and before I go on vacation. I think we're going to release like 15 shows.
All before you catch a flight?
Yeah. You know, I just need some time to empty my head a bit and not think about what has to be done. I think that's my biggest problem, why I can't relax. And I kind of envy those people with the 9-to-5 job. Pikers. 9-to-5 jobs. And I call them pikers.
Pikers?
People that can just clock out and they can go home and never worry about work until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. when they want to slip their wrists and they're inside that cubicle again. I envy that type of work. I've never had that type of work. From the time I was, 16, when I was working in produce, believe me, when I clocked out, I was done. I was not thinking about bananas, oranges, and fruit, and exotic fruit. Yeah. But since then, you know, I did the gym business where I ran the gyms. I went straight into management. I was running the facilities, and there's no break time. There's no, you're worrying about sales. You're worrying about make sure, you know, the dead person that died in the sauna last night has been picked up by the ambulance. You're always worrying about something. So for the past, 18 years of my adult life, I've never really had that 9-to-5. And I wish, a part of me really wishes I just don't care about anything and I could just go get that 9-to-5 job and then have a normal life after 5 p.m. where you just I don't know how that feels. I don't know what that feels like. To where you can actually just check out and all you think about is what's immediately in your face. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying because I do work a 9 to 5.
Yeah, but then you have all your hopes and dreams as well.
I have all the other work that I'm trying to do, and like you said, literally hopes and dreams, other things that I'm working on. I have friends that do the 9 to 5, and then they don't give a fuck about anything else.
I don't know what that Friday thing means.
Friday's the day where you have you don't have to worry about getting up super early to do all the other shit you already have booked.
I mean, I may get high Friday night if my son's not there. I mean, that's the only thing I look forward to on Friday and the only reason why I get high is one reason. So I can feel like a 9-to-5er. So I can actually not care.
Feel human.
And just relax and have some meaningless sex while you're high.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like to actually just decompress at the end of the day and not care about where you're going after that.
Well, this job requires a lot of brain power too. There's a lot of things you got to keep in your mind. People may think it's very easy to talk on a microphone, but when you're trying to do show notes and remember where you're going, even Rain Man Show. A few people sent me some messages saying, why do we do Rain Man shows the flagship? Why do we do less shows of Rain Man compared to everything else? And the answer is simple, Thomas. This show requires a lot of work. How many people's in the studio right now? like 7 people.
Yeah, we got 6.
We have 9 cameras running.
Hmm?
This show is a machine. So I just mentally can't do this show, especially because even though it's a lot of dick and fart jokes and stupidity, there is a lot of thinking going on with the show.
You're still driving the bus somewhere.
Yeah, there's only so many times I can complain about traffic, Thomas, on a show. I got to rework that same joke about 25 different times throughout the year. And
without
make sure
people knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the break isn't necessarily about needing physical rest. It's more of a mental rest.
Just decompress for once.
So you feel my pain. You get
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm leaving the same time you are, dude, for the exact same thing.
I know. And
you're not think.
Where are you going? Visiting family?
Randy's grandparents have a cabin on the lakefront in Michigan.
Oh, you guys gonna have some sex?
I'm hoping
on
so.
that lakefront.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah. Well, how long is your vacation? About 5 minutes then?
Yeah, just about. So we'll be able to get one in.
Yeah, this job isn't like manual labor, so I don't want people being like, "Oh, you're complaining about a job where you talk." I work in the fields. Does anybody work in the fields anymore?
Someone's got an iPod in the field work.
Hey, we have a lot of people truck drivers. That's some hard
makes
work.
Sense, but like field work.
Listen, if there's somebody out there, Thomas, listening on an iPod,
kudos to them,
and they're in the field listening to us on the Rain Man show while they're picking cucumbers and lettuce and Yuma, please send me a message. You will be inducted immediately into our VIP group. We're starting. If you're a field worker, and no lies either. I don't want no one saying, "Oh yeah, your home garden doesn't count, Andrew."
My home garden is nice, thank you.
Yeah, but
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to keep up a garden.
It is.
But again, you're not working in the fields.
Yeah,
like that's
the field of my backyard.
I couldn't even imagine that. Man, I've never had that labor job ever. I mean, and that I would need a vacation like 10 times a year in order to get through my life.
Oh, dude, fuck that job.
Have you ever worked? You've never worked in like a warehouse or nothing?
Do you see these hands? These are hands of a man who's never lifted anything heavier than the dumbbell at the gym. And my dig. No, that's actually pretty light. That don't count. You have these construction workers and landscapers, and I look at them and I have no idea how they do it. It is 110 degrees already at 6 a.m. I make a lot of jokes about Mexicans, but I admire the fact that they do that work because that fucking shit is not for me, goddammit. Please, Trump, quit preventing immigrants from coming in.
I don't want to do that job.
I don't want that job. Does anybody want that job? Raise your hand if you want that job in the studio.
I mean, odds are it's probably like $40 an hour.
Nobody wants
like 40 cents.
Nobody wants that job. No. If it was $40 an hour, Andrew, then Juan would be living in, Chandler Heights or North Scottsdale.
Yeah.
My landscaper makes a pretty good wage, man.
Like, is he the owner of the company?
It's a 2-man operation.
Coughing?
Not me this time.
God damn it. You know what first purchase I'm doing when I get back? Guess what's on my Amazon list? A cough button. I'm going to get 5 of them because David and Tony are the biggest culprits. I don't know if they have if Filipinos are naturally born with the HIV virus. I don't know, but they're dying on the microphone.
HIV is the one you went to?
David knows. Look at him. He's laughing because he knows he's coughing. And it's not just a cough. There's a lot of like phlegm as well.
It's a noisy one. It's thick.
Yeah, there's phlegm, there's coughing, there's just, it's a whole thing. Sometimes in the middle of a Star Wars show, I'm like, David, do you need to go to break so we can like clear your throat? Because I hear it. I'm going to give him like a cough button and a spit bucket. Like in the Old West. I think that's what we need. I think we need, what is it called?
A spittoon.
Yeah, spittoon.
It's all that hard field work, I don't know. I might start mowing lawns soon if we don't get the Rain Man show picked up on a satellite or get a big podcast deal because, I don't think we're going to be able to afford these fees soon for my energy bill this month, my electric bill. Through the roof.
It's insane. So honestly, I probably, if you see me mowing lawns when we get back, especially since Steve said his landscaper makes a great living. Steve, would I have, because you know me, Steve, if I wanted to get into the landscaping business on the side, can you be my first client? Would you fire your current landscaper for another Mexican?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to have a career change here real soon.
Do you want people to pay attention to you and like acknowledge if they see you on the street? Like, hey, Mike, how's the...
No.
You want them to just drive past?
You know how when you have an ex-girlfriend that you never want to see again and you accidentally run into her like at the theater or the mall and you kind of walk the other way? Just ignore me. Pretend you don't know me. Pretend you never seen me.
Is it rain mowing lawn service?
Oh.
No, I'm going to make sure the brands are completely different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Smart.
You can just play music while you do it?
Yeah. Because if I'm doing this job, if I go from radio man and media guy to mowing lawns, then I'm going to have Mexican ballads playing. Because it needs to be emotional. Because I'm going to be either probably kill myself soon or eat lots of tacos to where I just don't care anymore about what I look like.
Are you going to have a dog with a bandana sitting in the...
I'm going to do it all, Thomas.
Yeah.
And there's a certain amount of soothingness to that as well. Like, that's a little soothing, right?
I guess.
Unless it's 6 a.m, of course.
Right.
But, I mean, I could totally see mowing someone's lawn and just kind of zoning out. Right?
Have you ever mowed a lawn?
Have I ever mowed a lawn? Let's see. When I was a child and I couldn't say no to my mom, yes. But as soon as I turned 16, guess who was mowing that lawn?
Your brother.
My Asperger's dad. I was like, you're doing that. And he didn't argue. He just wanted us to like him. I'm just joking, poor guy. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do it, embrace it all the way. Maybe you'll get tips that way.
I think I have to. I mean, I've got the work ethic of a Mexican, but not the Mexican know-how of making people take what I'm selling, even if they don't want it. I mean, because that's what they do. The window washers along the border. I've spoken about this before. You know, they start washing your windows when you're leaving Mexico at the border and you're just standing there and you have nowhere to go. And you say, no, I just washed my car. I don't need it. And they dump a big dirty bucket on your windshield. And then you have to get it washed off. Otherwise you can't see as you're making your way out of the border.
So are you just going to dump lawn clippings and dead wasps onto people's yards just so you can rake it?
I'm going to do what I have to do. Mexicans are some hard workers. They can turn anything into a job. There's this one guy that was actually stalking my family in Yuma for actual work. We actually called him the serial tree cutter because he got this idea that there was money to be made because my mom, makes decent money. Their yard is amazing looking. And so he'd show up at all hours of the day and just start working. Without permission.
Without knowing he's going to get paid for it. I think he grabbed the wrong end of that stick.
No, it's that work ethic. It's that I'm going to sell you something even if you don't want it.
Did your parents pay for it?
She felt bad.
Oh, my God.
Guilt money.
He noticed that the tree in her front yard was slightly large and overgrown. And for some reason, he knew the code of the neighborhood and he knew it was above a certain height. So this guy, and this guy was Mexican straight from the border, but he knew the codes of the city. This is what I'm talking about. The Mexicans know how to make money.
For city ordinance laws and shit.
But it started frightening my mother because he would show up as she's walking out to go to work. At 7 a.m, he was already there. He actually showed up one weekend when I was there visiting, and it was 10 o'clock at night, and he knocked on the door, and my stepdad wasn't there. And it was just me with my aunt, my mom, and my wife. And she's like, can you go get the door? I'm like, yeah, I will.
That.
And he was like, hey, I'm here to collect my money for the tree I cut. And my mom comes over when she knows it's him. She's like, you didn't cut it. I didn't ask you to cut the tree. I gave you $20 for 30 minutes of work that my cousin ended up finishing for you because I asked you to leave. And then you drank Gatorade because she gave him like 10 things of Gatorade because she felt bad. That's what I need to do. I need to find a way to take that Mexican know-how and put it into the podcast radio business.
So what would your go-to two-man job be, right?
What do you mean my go-to?
There's got to be a setup. There's got to be a hustle that every hustler
a radio hustle or a podcast hustle?
Like, either one. You got to have one of them.
I
You gotta have a go-to thing.
That's my thing. That's why I'm going to mow lawns, because I cannot connect the Mexican know-how to modern technology.
You just start playing podcasts for other people against their will. You plug their headphones into your phone while they're at the gym, and they start hearing your show. There you go.
You imagine?
That was a Patreon episode, so you can give me $5 for that now.
I just start playing it out loud.
Just boombox that shit at your gym.
That was $5 worth of listening. Please, go ahead and
$5 from everybody at the gym because you played it through some speakers. I mean, right there, you made $50. Easy.
You know what? I've spent the last 3 months. I've been analyzing the serial tree cutter and what he does. And I couldn't draw those connections, those correlations. And you have done the deed for me.
Isn't that what that crazy fucker in Texas Chainsaw Massacre did in the back of the van? He took their Polaroid and then tried to force them to buy it before he cut himself up?
I think so, yeah. So you just apply that same psycho mentality.
There you go.
Yeah. You know what? Leave it to the white man to come up with
white people will find a way to screw you over from a business standpoint.
Yeah. Leave it up to the white man to find new ways they can abuse Mexicans for cheap labor.
Dude, you should just come to us first.
Yeah,
well, good luck with that.
I'm not joking. I'm mowing lawns. All right, so dude spazzes on his girl after he catches her twerking on her Instagram live. It's only a matter of time before I catch Maggie doing the exact same thing. She's always on that Instagram. Always. And I don't care if I sound old by saying that Instagram, because to me,
a little bit,
that Instagram has become another man to me. Like, I'm talking to her and she's scrolling. Mindlessly scrolling.
Just Instagram?
Facebook. And I'm like, are you even reading anything? Her thumb just scrolling. I'm like, are you actually looking at anything? And I watched her once. It was 3 minutes straight.
Oh, fuck that.
And I'm like, what are you doing? I said, it's a problem I have. And she stopped when I brought it up. And a few times I caught her doing some funny like poses for Instagram videos and pictures. I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before I catch her in this scenario. This guy spazzes out when he catches his girlfriend twerking on Instagram Live. This isn't set up. This guy is legit upset. It's amazing. So she's currently twerking. Just wait till he walks into the room. You know what? Andrew, post this video and the invasion force.
It's already there.
All right, cool. If you guys are listening live and you're not a member of our Facebook group, the Invasion Force, just type in Rain Man Invasion Force and ask to join. Big ol' ass.
I am gonna cook. How are you cooking and the kitchen is in there and you in here?
Homeboy walks in and says, you said you would be cooking. God bless black people.
I was like, I am cooking. I love her response.
Black brothers are the last real men in society. The last real men. No white guy's gonna say this shit. Maybe Steve. Steve's pretty hardcore.
I am gonna cook. How are you cooking and the kitchen is in there and you in here? I'm about to cook. I've been waiting back there for 2 minutes thinking you was cooking. You're not cooking. You always fucking turking your ass. I'm trying to get my fucking shaking your ass. I'm trying to get my followers up. I'm trying to get my followers up, G.
I swear to God, that's a conversation I've had with Maggie. Except minus the twerking. I'm like, you're always on the Instagram. I thought we were gonna go out to see a movie and some dinner, but you're on Instagram. This guy's legit.
Did she say that she was trying to get her followers up?
Yeah, trying to get her followers up.
He said you always be twerking, too.
Always twerking that ass.
This guy is legit. Can we find out this guy's name ASAP? And I'll interview him on the show. But like, dude, is she really always twerking and not cooking?
What's her Instagram handle?
What's her Instagram?
Yeah, what is her Instagram? Whoever, Andrew, if you could figure that out.
We need Bobby.
Yeah, we do. We need Bobby P.I.
Bobby P.I.
At K Monroe.
How do you know?
Because it's in the comments.
Oh, yeah. He just gained a follower, and I'm gonna hit him up. Like, tell me about your bitch always twerking and not cooking. That sounds like a southern rap song. Bitch be twerking, not cooking.
I am for the cook.
He comes in very suave at first and really understanding. He's like, I thought you were going to cook.
What the fuck?
And then she keeps twerking. This woman's got to be a stripper because she's doing that stripper thing where she can do more than one thing.
She didn't miss a beat at all.
Doesn't even miss a beat. She keeps twerking and she's like, I am going to cook. I am going to cook. And she's still working that ass. I mean, she can do homework while fucking you. I'll send her to college, please.
Her account is private. She has 81,000 followers.
How much you want to bet that happened after this?
How are you cooking and the kitchen is in there and you in here?
How are you cooking with the kitchen's over there? That's standard logic. That sounds like an argument I would make.
Yeah. I've been waiting back there for 2 minutes thinking you was cooking. You're not cooking. You always fucking turking your ass. You fucking shaking your ass.
I'm trying to get my followers up. I'm trying to get my followers up, G.
She takes social media very serious.
Jesus.
Her bio on Insta says twerking makes me happy, and she has a PayPal me link.
Oh, for Christ's
Are you
sake.
serious?
Dead serious.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to pay her. This is entertainment.
She gave us 5 minutes worth of content, therefore she gets a $5 bill.
Come on, don't pull the curtain back. I'm working back.
Don't ruin his view.
Let's not talk about it as being content for the show. People already know that. Come on. God, Andrew, you said you're going to be cooking.
Look, you give me a human leg to cook, I'll cook that bitch right up.
Oh, listen to the pre-show because...
Yeah, we're not getting back into that.
All right, so spelling game, all bad. L. Sharpton misspells Aretha Franklin's classic
I heard this.
Respect.
This is unbelievable.
While criticizing President Trump. If you're going to criticize anybody, you got to make sure your punctuation's legit, got to make sure your grammar's good, and you got to speak right. Especially if you're on a news channel. He's on MSNBC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Al.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, shit, just knocked down Han Solo and Chewie. And Crowley and Rick and Morty.
Just killed everybody over there.
All right, hold on. Let me get this video.
But I think you might have learned a lesson this week. Sometimes the dog bites back with a book deal. And while we're talking about female canines, you know what they say about payback? It's a real, I'm sure you know the word I'm thinking of. So in the words of my late friend Aretha Franklin, show some RESPICT.
Receipt?
What the
What did he say?
He said RESPICT.
He's an idiot.
IECT.
He's an idiot. He's a moron.
Oh, did he messed it up more than just one word?
Yeah.
One letter?
Some RESPICT. And the next time you get a black woman and a beagle confused, remember this.
I can't spell.
Okay, listen, Trump's already a jackass on everywhere, social media.
But at least he's smarter.
You know what, Twitter? You know what he should do? He should release a video and just do the exact same thing back to him. Next time you're going to try to criticize me, make sure you learn how to spell. Yeah. See, that would be fantastic. I hate his tweets, but if he tweeted that, I would actually probably give it a little favorite. I mean, I hate him on social media. Oh, but it's poison. He might earn a favorite on there. Maybe even a follow, because I don't follow him.
How do you fuck that up?
Because he's fucking dumb, Thomas.
Whether you can spell or not, that song is so old and so well known in just music.
All right, let's put that to. Say it fast. I don't think I can.
I didn't spell receipt like his ass did.
Thomas, go and try it. Spell it.
RESPECT.
All right, Tony, go.
REPS.
Oh, God.
QWXY, whatever.
Tony is our Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Andrew.
SPECT.
Again, come on.
Gotta get that spec, yo.
And you just lost some.
All of it.
Is that not how street cred
Did you
works?
even spell it?
No, he did.
No, I did not.
Spect as if he was.
Go ahead, spell it.
RESPECT.
Maher.
Why
This is everybody.
tool shed.
Everybody knows this song. Really kicked off Facebook in a second by keep playing this song. I don't know. He's
what a fucking tool shed.
He needs to retire. Him and
he needs to die.
Who's that other guy that I hate? Actually, I don't hate Al Sharpton. He's just he's
amusing.
He's an idiot, and he's amusing because he's an idiot. He reminds me a bit of Pat Robertson.
Oh, geez.
They need to retire.
And just leave this
Why do
earth.
we allow these people on TV? They can't speak. They can't spell. They can't even form cohesive sentences. Look how he's actually talking. Okay, here we go.
I got. And the next time
he doesn't even know what he's about.
You
to
get a black woman.
He is reading that teleprompter so hard. You can tell his eyesight is focused. He is zeroing in on that teleprompter. He cannot even speak off the cuff.
I'm surprised he can see.
I'm sure you know the word I'm thinking of.
I don't even think he is sure of the word he's thinking of.
Again?
Well, I'm sure you know the word I'm thinking of. So in the words of my late friend Aretha Franklin, show some R-E-S-P-I-C-T. And the next time you get a black woman and a beagle confused, remember this. I got you.
He got you, bro. Sorry.
Yeah. Well done.
Don't got no dictionary.
I got you, D-U-M-B-A-S. Ass. Like that's, he don't know what he's saying. He needs to just retire.
He's what, like 85?
Yeah.
How many people do you know that are 85 that are really, there with it? How many grandparents do you haven't had to explain something to repeatedly?
I really wish, Thomas, someone would have called him out, like on his staff, like, Al, you spelled that wrong, bro. That's wrong, Al. You spelled respect wrong.
You know the guys behind the camera, like the producers and shit. We're sitting there in the room watching him, like, Jesus fucking Christ, he just did that.
I did not. You better R-E-S-P-I-E-C-T me.
Well, hold on, guys.
I will make you suck my D-E-C-K.
D-E-C-K?
You spelled dick wrong, sir. You spelled deck.
He's only 63.
He looks 104.
Oh, he has aged.
Yeah, because he lost like 9,000 pounds.
I thought he was like 80.
That's where I got that number.
So that explains everything. Dementia.
That doesn't make... No, he's younger. Do you not know age, Tony?
Someone has dementia in this room.
He's suffering dementia.
But if he's...
I think you're suffering dementia.
Hey, the Rain Man Show will be right back.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, DEAL30 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And for your viewing pleasure, 6 free spicy movies on DVD, plus free shipping. Always sent in discreet packaging. So go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code DEAL30. Again, that's DEAL30, because without it, no free stuff. That's DEAL30 at adamandeve.com.
All right, patreon.com/RainmanDigital. That's the place to go for all your exclusive RMD needs, from additional podcasts by your favorite shows to behind-the-scenes video and videocasts, where you can see Thomas turn red when Randy says he only lasts 5 minutes. This
This is the place to be if you're an Elite fan, right, Thomas?
I think everyone knows that at this point.
Yeah, pledge $1 or more a month and help us keep the lights on in the studio. Otherwise, I'm going to be lawn mowing very soon. We've got to keep growing with almost 90,000 fans subscribed to our on-demand shows and 100K plus on our internet channels. We need to make that connection work a bit better.
Otherwise, you're going to get a truck and a lawnmower
that says El Cazador. Very soon.
You can't afford more than one lawnmower.
Yeah, we have the listenership that shouldn't make us self-sustainable. Let's make that connection. $1. Imagine if 90,000 people pledged $1.
Oh, dude, everything would be different.
Everybody would be paid. The studio would be a lot bigger. We wouldn't be sweating. Rayman Digital / Patreon.com/Rayman Digital.
Politically, they're all confused, but we do know that Mike's dick is left-leaning. Welcome back to the Rain Man Show.
All right. Rain Man Show, RaymanDigitalMedia.com. If you miss any part of this broadcast, you can find us on Stitcher and iTunes. Just search Rain Man Show. Also, Google Play, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. You know what? That might be the spike. Off the air, Thomas, I was just telling you we had a huge spike in our ratings for Rain Man. And it could be the fact that Spotify is new to the list.
Okay. No shit.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Spotify.
Investigation solved. All right, Thomas. So a lot of thoughts on last week's Rain Man show.
At my expense. Mostly, I'm sure.
I just think a lot of people have thoughts. I feel like it's like that moment when you meet your hero and it's disappointing.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people felt that way.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah. I think having Randy come on the show to discuss sex with you was a hit, though. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the Wives of Rain Man show is probably going to be 100% on her shoulders. She's kind of a performer. She reminds me of a very young me.
Yeah, and it reminds me, and it creeps me out sometimes.
Does it bother you that you're essentially dating me, Tom?
She has asked me that exact same fucking question. Does it bother you that you're dating the female Mike?
Wow.
So right there now, for the first time, it kind of does. No, it's I'm so
I'll
used
tell
to
you
it at
this, if I
point.
was dating you, I wouldn't be shoving shit in your ass. That's love right there. So Randy got that over me.
There you go.
That did catch me off guard, but I'm mildly curious.
Wait, hold on. About what?
What kinds of crazy shit's going up in there?
Yeah, I know. And the thing is like Tom was like, yeah, lots of shit. See his face right now? I thank God that the camera was on him because he was like, yeah, you know it. Like, dude, that's not a cool thing, bro. Like I forgot to ask Randy that. Or I dated one woman that was really into that. Like she wanted to shove shit in my ass. And I was like, no. I'm sorry. That's too, like, I know this is old school. Maybe I'm old school. I feel like once you, and I explained it to her. I said, okay, let's pretend you have me bent down. Okay. I'm grabbing my ankles and you're plowing me with a fucking strap on.
Pegging, huh?
Okay. Let's say that's because you finally got what you wanted. Are you going to ever look at me the same way? And then she stopped. She's all, you know what? You're right. I don't want to do that because she feels that it takes something away from your masculinity. Now, if it's two dudes fucking, hey, it's bro love. To me, that's different.
Okay.
If a woman's taking control of your hips,
that's where you draw the line.
I gotta say, you are not going to look the same, I feel, to that person. Am I wrong, Andrew? You're into bro.
You're the key expert here.
The key expert in anal.
He's the only person on this network who is, he's... Hold on a second. Like, he's the only one really left in the closet. Everyone else has left him by himself on this network.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of us in that closet, and he's the last one in the far corner that refuses to come out. What are your thoughts on that? And I'm not talking, Andrew, like because you're into Thomas in a weird way. And I'm being serious for a second. I'm not making fun of you. Does it take something away? Like, if a man that you're into is being plowed and being kind of demasculated, is that the right word, Steve? Demasculated?
Emasculated is the word you're looking
What is
for.
it?
Yeah.
Emasculated.
Emasculated with an I.
With an E.
With an E?
Yeah.
I guess
Maybe, I don't actually
Emasculated.
What is? How do you spell that? Am I Al Sharpton?
I guess my question for you would be, whose idea was it? Was it the man's idea or was it the woman's idea?
If he is like, hey, you want to get freaky tonight? And he like bends down and shoves his ass towards her face. I
toss my salad.
Yeah.
Babe.
Listen, I'm not against experimentation, but or even anal play. Listen, I think anal play is fun within reason. Like once you go more than like the tip of your pinky, I'm out.
No fists.
Yeah.
So Tony's disappointed at that point.
I mean, and I understand the whole how men can come that way. I understand all that. But listen, I can also come with a regular stroke.
I think
Go ahead, Andrew.
It depends on the dynamic between the couple. If it's the man's idea, I think that there would still be some masculinity retained there because it's, hey, this is what I want to do.
Okay.
Let's do it. If it's the woman's idea and the man is kind of like, all right, I guess, then maybe.
If you're like forcing her? Or if you think
she's forcing you?
Oh,
if she's forcing you, yeah. Like in your situation. Right?
Okay.
Right. So I think that there might be some emasculinity problems there, but I mean, as long as
I'll take a tongue in the ass. I mean, I'll go that route. That's fun within reason. But I just don't want to be penetrated. I feel like I can sit on your face because I maintain dominance. It's just my thing. It's not a misogynistic thing. It's just a dominance type thing. And I do like to be dominated. I do like those. Thomas knows this because we always talk about this on shows. But if you're looking to dominate me by sticking something in my asshole, guess what? I'm not game for it.
So she comes to you and says, I want to peg you. No way. But if you came to her and said, babe, peg me, then it's different.
Are you talking to who's he talking
Andrew's
to?
opinion.
Okay. See,
Yeah. Not for Mike's
I kind of want to know what Mike's opinion on this is too.
Well, I oddly can understand where Andrew's coming from. Okay. That kind of makes sense.
So I'm gonna follow that up where if everybody is involved and there's a loving relationship, and masculinity doesn't have anything to do with it. You love the person that you're with.
Listen, if I asked Maggie to fuck me in my ass, she would probably break up with me. She'd probably look at me as if I was feminine and not a man.
But that's because she knows you and she's fallen in love with you.
Can you imagine?
So that'd be a real big shift.
Let me paint this picture. You have 6'4" Thomas bent over. Please fuck me in the ass now. Like it's weird. It's strange. You have a giant man bending down. I'm ready.
I really don't think it's that weird.
You see,
all right
there.
Like joke shit aside, I think that anal play on the man's side is becoming like
the norm.
Almost not necessarily the norm.
Let me
but
talk
it's
to
more
another man on this network. Okay, Steve. Steve's one of the most masculine men I know.
Oh, okay, cool.
He is. I know. Bobby and Ryan would probably disagree, but I think you are into women.
Yeah, big time.
You are very. Sometimes you teeter on the edge of misogyny, I think, with some of the things you say, but in a good way. I think you're old school like me. I think we're both old school. I think that's what it is.
I'm talking about why she's not in the kitchen instead of twerking.
What did you say? What's that comment? Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you respect women, but at the same time, listen, I know my place and I know your place. Steve, go ahead. Like, do you think anal play is fun for men? Like, is that a thing? Are you into it?
So I don't mind, like you said, a finger once in a while. It's not something.
A tongue?
So I got a quick story about that.
Oh no. So
years back, this was good 12, 14 years ago. I lived with a girl, and we had a friends with benefits situation, and I would try to convince her, to toss my salad, and it started in jest, and she said the only way she would do it is if there was some purple saran wrap, and I went out and gladly bought purple saran wrap. They sell it.
She put a dental dam for your ass.
I was going to help her out. I figured, what the hell? And she reneged on the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you know what? well, first off, I think you built it up too much, Steve.
I don't think she believed me that I was going to go out and find purple saran wrap.
Like, that type of thing, you don't ask. You just do it. Like, you're just in the mood and you're having sex and one thing leads to another and maybe you're doing, let's say you're doing 69 style or military style, whatever the kids are doing nowadays.
Right.
And you move slowly your body and you climb up higher and higher and higher and all of a sudden your asshole is in front of her face. And when you're in the mood, when you're in the sex thing, things just happen. And if someone says, oh no, I mean, who does that really? Does anybody ever do that? in a real relationship that you have a good sexual relationship. Nobody says, "Oh no,
I don't think so."
Game over.
But there's some things that you want to be a little prepared for. Like if you've been eating like animal style cheeseburgers all day.
Obviously, I'm not going to order the triple burger at Wendy's,
right?
Drop a deuce and then say, "Come here, baby." I got to have some respect. You got to have some RESPICT.
What do you think is more common?
I think a lot of men are being plowed.
Really?
No. Yeah, that's why I don't make fun of Thomas about it. I just feel personally it would take something away. I'm about maintaining appearances, even in the bedroom. And I feel like for me, if I'm hunched over and I'm grabbing my ankles, I would look like a bitch.
Well, first of all, I don't think
people do it that way.
You don't think I'm flexible? Are you really analyzing my flexibility?
Yeah, he is.
He stares directly at you all show, man.
Andrew's all like, you know what? Thomas can definitely put his legs over his head. Michael's a little too
stiff.
He's a little too beefy and stiff. There's just no way he can, put his legs over his head.
What do you think is more common in the bedroom?
No, hold on. Am I the only one? Like, he's actually analyzing my flexibility.
Yeah, he is.
That's what he's doing. That's what guys do to women.
Yeah.
It's Andrew. What'd you expect?
I never look at Thomas and think, oh, he's not flexible.
You're the bodybuilder that I think goes to the gym.
He's the last.
They look. They
Andrew is the last.
The weights.
Andrew's the last of the Mohicans in that closet. Yep. He's the last one.
Last of the game Mohicans.
All by himself. Is it lonely in there?
No, it's pretty cozy. Since you guys cleared out, I got a lot more elbow room.
Don't say you guys. Point to David, Thomas. Who else?
Brian.
Even though he didn't.
Sorta, not really.
Don't trust Brian because he lied live on the air. All right, so a lot came out on the last show. Let's just get back to it. Thomas is a sex apologist. And you know what? I kind of understand that a little bit. Mm-hmm. I don't apologize vocally because again, I'm about appearance. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, shit, I fucked up. So I get that. You just need to keep your mouth shut.
Oh, I've learned that.
Yeah, you just keep your mouth shut. Don't say everything you're thinking.
I swear to God, she will now. Now, she's listening, I guarantee.
So you're a sex apologist. And a lot of people had a lot of thoughts about that. In fact, it's been ongoing in the invasions.
It really has.
Dude, it's not just in the invasion force. It has branched into Twitter from people that I didn't even know listen to the show. I've gotten an email. Thomas is a sex apologist. LOL. That's all I got. Military style was something else that came out of that. Which this is going to be a shirt. Immediately.
When Randy said that.
I Googled the shit out of that to see if there was something I didn't know what was up. And
that's exactly how I thought, Steve. I was like, did I miss out on a sex move that I don't know about? I mean, I know about the 69 march. You're standing while you're doing the 69. You're just marching around, the extra motion. So what is the military style? You're just taking it up a notch. You're wearing the uniform of a U.S. soldier. What are you doing? Or maybe a jihad and you're wearing a turban and some robes.
You're reenacting a scene from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah. Listen, there's plenty of things you can talk about. Believe me, it'll come to you. If you're like me, you will find new ways to humiliate Thomas.
Oh, she works on it.
Yeah. So
I've told her to keep things for the Rain Man wives, though, as well.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. There's plenty of things that'll just come to you. She didn't need to hold back. There's things that there's plenty, believe me. But I was listening to the pre-show, and this is why I said things just keep getting worse for you, Thomas, because I was listening to the pre-show, which, by the way, it was good. It's probably the best pre-show I've heard. I liked it. It was like a mini show, which is exactly what I want. But Randy wants farm animals in the house now, apparently, when I was listening to the pre-show.
Oh, Christ. Yeah.
I mean, what? I mean, she wants to fuck you in the ass. She says you last 5 minutes, and now she wants to bring farm animals into the home.
Wow, you're really kinky.
I was too blind.
No, she's made, well, I say they're jokes. She claims she's serious about wanting like a duck or a chicken. She loves animals. So for her, in her mind, when we get older, she wants to have more land with a lot of animals, whether it's dogs, chicken,
but
what have you.
I know she's like very, what is she, like a biologist?
Yeah.
And she's into like birds and plants and
ecology and sustainability.
Yeah, but come on. She should know better. You don't have wild animals in your home. I mean, a duck can still snap your finger off. You know that, right?
I didn't, but that's not now ammunition.
And if you walk around with your dick out ever, it's going to try to...
That's a big-ass duck.
Ducks can jump up and extend their neck. It's going to... Oh, you are 6'3". You are 6'3".
Yeah.
Steve, don't correct me. I know it's a goose. After you said it, you're right. I don't know. I mean, your parents must have done a number on you, with sex apologizing.
Oh, my parents are a whole other
You seem to be
story.
like, I always tease Andrew about his parenting, about his parents, his upbringing.
Randy has said repeatedly she's amazed that I'm as, quote, normal as I am for my parents and how I was raised.
Like, did you apologize to your mom one time? Did she beat you? Is that why you apologized? Did your father and your mother, like, were they abusive verbally?
My mom...
You didn't clean your room. Apologize.
My mom was...
You didn't do the dishes. Apologize.
Is borderline bipolar. To a severe
hot.
extent. Jesus Christ. And my dad was just, like, not there. Like, my dad was like a butler. He'd show up and we had food and he bought groceries. But that was it. And my mom would lose it because we didn't, like, lose her fucking mind, scream and throw things one day because we didn't open the windows before she got home, which wasn't something we normally did. And the next day she'd be like, you guys want a free video game? Let's go to GameStop.
I can't remember what your mom completely looks like because it's been a few years, but I remember,
Bobby. I'm sure he's Googling right now.
I remember when I met her at the, our live show?
The Comic-Con.
Yeah. She was in the audience.
Yeah.
And I was trying to perform for her. I mean, she's pretty, Steve, she's pretty steamy.
Really?
At least I remember her being steamy. I don't know.
So Andrew and Thomas both have steamy mothers?
Yeah, see, I have a Nana for a mom. Like, I have the old school mom. Like, she's pretty because she's, she's a pretty mom, but she's old. She has old hair. She's, she looks like a Mexican mom. Right. I'm not used to attractive, people in modern times and contemporary times of my life.
Older mothers
and
taking care of
plus, I don't
themselves.
think you ever look at your mom that way.
No.
God, I hope not.
Yeah. Please.
Lannisters.
But yeah, Andrew's. Oh, you know what it is? It's because you guys have younger mothers. I forget you guys are a lot younger than me. Maybe that's what it is.
How old's your mom?
My mom's like 65, 66.
My mom just turned 60.
Oh, I met her 4 years ago, roughly, and she
was 56 then. My parents are a little older.
So she's built to last.
Hey, can you send us? Can you send us a photo?
I'll let Bobby send you a photo because I'm sure he's Googling it right now.
Because I remember she was pretty attractive. Oh, can we bring her into the show?
Oh God, please no.
Moms of Rain Man?
Like we'll have one. Yes, Moms of Rain Man.
Fuck
and we'll
me.
have Andrew's mom come in on the same night. And
with Ryan and Bobby
and
here.
I will just talk. No, forget them. I have first dibs.
Or Brian and Ryan. We're gonna.
No.
Are you gonna throw your hat in that ring?
I have first dibs.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna talk to them first. I'm going to see who they match well with. Then I will assign lovers to each of them.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I'm a matchmaker.
Mom, I got a question for you. What are you doing next Tuesday?
Because Ryan loves to F with you. They would be a little bit of, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, Ryan would absolutely attempt
He would plow your mom just because.
Just because. He's a fucked up individual. With no boundaries.
Hey, would your mom come into the show, Andrew? If I know you're uncomfortable, so if you needed to leave for that night, would you allow her to come into the studio?
If I had to leave before the gangbang started?
No. I'm being serious. Like if she was to come into the show and I talked to her,
that'd be fine.
Really?
Yeah, I could.
Okay.
You know what? I'll look into it.
Okay. I'm serious. Maybe when we get back, we can bring her in, and if you're comfortable, bring your mom in. Oh, you're not
You
comfortable.
don't want that.
Why?
It could get fun.
She's insane.
Wait, does she?
I love my mom, but she's...
Really?
Have you ever
listened
been behind somebody in the line at the rental car and they just absolutely fucking lose it on the cashier guy?
Does your mom have the can I speak to the manager haircut?
That's my mom.
That's steamy.
What?
Does your mom have the I need to speak to the manager haircut?
No, that's just who she is. Like, I don't. I'll be the one who's absent that fucking day.
All right, we'll talk about it. I'm gonna have Randy work on you.
It always gets worse. Like I said, it can always get worse.
We need to get into news. Steve will be doing news tonight, Andrew. You're off the hook.
Yeah.
Let me know if you're ready, Steve.
Ready when you are.
It's all icky, really sticky. I just had a wet dream. At night, when there is no light, I dream of nights.
All right, take us away.
So USA Today reports prisoners nationwide go on strike to protest modern-day slavery. Prison inmates nationwide seeking to put pressure on the country's penal system began a 2-week strike on Tuesday.
Everyone's striking. Everyone's marching.
Yep.
The strike was timed to begin on the anniversary of the killing of jailed African American activist George Jackson. He was killed by a guard in 1971 after taking guards and 2 inmates hostage in a bid to escape from San Quentin State Prison in California.
Thomas, they're criminals.
Yeah.
They have no rights. They're second-rate citizens. They're lucky we don't ship them off to an island.
Australia's already inhabited.
They don't have rights. Now this is what I said a year ago. Everybody wants to march, and some of the marches I can get behind. I'm about liberalism. I took a test. Apparently I'm more liberal than I am conservative. I took a test over the weekend.
Was it BuzzFeed?
I was a little disappointed. I took 3 of them, and I came back as a Democrat with independent thought leaning. And I was like, well, that kind of makes sense, but I would think that's more just libertarian.
I would think
with left leaning thoughts, right?
Yeah,
that's what I would think. But maybe the test didn't have libertarian in there for some reason. But anyways, I'm about marches. But these marches are getting out of hand. Now we have prisoners protesting across the United States. You killed people. You did drugs. You sold drugs. You beat your wife. What else do people do when they're in prison? Miscellaneous crime, burglary, car theft.
Drug use.
Rape.
And you're in prison, Thomas, to what? To rehabilitate so you can function in society. What next? We're going to have the loony bins protesting? They're forcing me to take medicine and they make me lift my tongue up so they can make sure I swallow the pills.
Yeah, it does seem... I mean, I know I've heard horror stories about prison systems, but... I mean, at what point do we take this seriously and at what point do we say it doesn't matter?
How are they even allowed to protest? Put them in their jail cell, close it up. I'm like, all right.
Call it a day.
Yeah. No video. They already got PS4s. I don't want it. My uncle works my uncle works for the prison system. They are allowed to play PS4s, Xbox Ones. They have 4K televisions. No joke.
I don't
have a 4K.
television.
Exactly. And he is against it because he said they're supposed to be here because they're supposed to learn from their mistakes. You have many people, they don't even have these things when they go out there. So they want to stay because they have big screen televisions and PlayStations where they don't have that in their regular home. So why do they want to leave? They're going to commit another crime and come right back in.
The regular world's fucking hard.
Off our dimes, they have these things. Who's paying for this stuff, Thomas?
Taxpayers.
We are. Protesting. Go ahead.
So the prisoners leading the protests say the strike is aimed at ending what they call, quote, modern-day slavery.
How about you end crime? Quit committing the crime.
The inmates complain they are paid pennies on the dollar per hour for labor.
See, Thomas? Thomas?
This is made legal by an exemption in the 13th Amendment, which allows involuntary servitude for those who are convicted of crimes in the United States.
At least you're getting paid for the work. They could make you just do shit as it is.
Yeah, like Shawshank.
Yeah. Where you didn't have a choice. It wasn't you got... I mean, I'm starting to watch Orange is the New Black.
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, what, 11 cents for an hour's worth of work. Yeah, that's a joke as far as pay, but at least you get something. I'm amazed that they pay them.
Well, that wasn't
anything.
that wasn't maximum security. That was
right. That was like the camp or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. But either way, it's still, prison.
Mhm.
And I don't know what level of inmates they're talking about here. But I mean, to me, it's silly that we pay them to do that stuff in the first place.
I thought it was punishment.
Right.
Isn't it the point? You're not supposed to. I mean, you're denied certain. I think you're entitled to basic human
rights. Like you
human
shouldn't
rights.
be fed moldy food and things like that.
Yeah.
The prison system is not about punishment anymore. It's about making money for the people who run the prisons.
That's a separate. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But again, like, why the fuck do we even pay them to do half that shit?
We just need to go back to the days of Rambo. You remember Rambo was just like, he was hosed down for no reason.
And electrocuted on one of those spring mattresses.
I got an idea. Running Man. This is where we bring Running Man.
I'm sold.
Oh my God, I am so full of business ideas, like hunting down the homeless and axe throwing automatic weapons
like murder
in bars.
ideas.
All right.
Oh my God, Running Man, we got to do it.
Okay. All right. I'll put that on the list of things we're going to do on this network.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Steve, what else does it say?
It says the event is spearheaded by Jailhouse Lawyers Speak, a network of imprisoned prisoner rights advocates based out of the Lee Correctional Institution in South Carolina and supported by the Incarcerated Workers Organization Committee, a prisoner-led trade group. Inmates plan to abstain from reporting to their assigned jobs, halt commissary spending, hold peaceful sit-in protests, and refuse to eat during the strike.
They're gonna halt commissary? Really? You know what I would do? I would not allow any conjugal visits. I'm like, you gonna protest? All right, guess what? Remember your wife coming to visit you? No sex for you. For 1 year! Like the soup Nazi in Seinfeld? Yeah. I'm the conjugal Nazi. I'm like, no sex for you. When I look the other way when you're getting plowed by your friend in the shower, guess what? No sex for you. You want to protest? No Hummers in your cell.
Jesus.
You want to march? Hey, what are you marching for, Dante? Well, one. Wait, there's white people in prison too.
Yeah.
Well, John. I don't think it's fair. We're getting paid 47 cents an hour. I can't believe you're getting paid anyways. To begin with, you're in jail for crimes.
For theft of all things.
The lunacy of this world. What else do we have in the news?
So, over at HuffPost, CDC strongly suggests people not reuse or wash condoms.
You think?
Why does that need to be said?
Right.
The warning comes at a time when sexually transmitted diseases are on the rise, Thomas.
I'm going to protest this article because I like washing and reusing condoms.
Has anybody in this room ever heard anything other than their one-time use?
You don't put them inside out?
I realize who I asked after I said it. That's fucking disgusting.
Listen, I run from any body fluid that comes out of me. Just
you pee and run?
Yeah, I pee and run, I shit and run. And when I come, like I want to get rid of it. So when I used to wear condoms back in the day, because I haven't worn a condom since like 20 years. Are they still made out of the same thing, latex?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I dump that thing in the toilet immediately. I don't even want to look at it. It's all filled up.
In the toilet?
Yeah, you can't do that.
No,
you shouldn't.
Ruin your plumbing system.
Yeah,
so listen, I just said I don't use condoms. Okay.
20 years ago, the plumbing was fucked. Now he doesn't have to worry about it.
It's like getting mad at me for misusing a tampon. I've never used one.
That's fucking so
I'm
gross.
fucking lucky I never got a disease.
Maybe they should be biodegradable.
Tony, you're just full of ideas.
I know.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yes.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Tony Sabal for the score. Thank you very much.
Are condoms considered biohazard waste?
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
If your semen's
biological hazard.
So why would you not
HIV,
make
all
a
kinds of
biodegradable condom?
Because now you have biohazardous waste in the fucking ground. Like shit. You
Sure,
can't just
but
shit
it's going to
in the
go to a
ground.
landfill anyway.
Yeah, it's going in a landfill either way. But
Oh my god.
It's not an actual pocket, Tony.
He just shoves things randomly in there. Hey,
Like
you know
it's
what?
a second.
I forgot my wallet. Can I put my credit card up your twat?
like one of those little coin purses.
Very good. There you go.
Oh,
wrong with you, Tony?
Oh, dear God.
Sometimes I don't think you're human. All right, Steve, what else do we have in this article?
So, in a trend worthy of condemnation, little pun there.
Fuck you, writer.
People are apparently trying to stretch their dollars, probably the prison people, by reusing old condoms. It may be thrifty, but it's also dangerous. Very dangerous. That's why the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention felt obliged to be proactive about the proper use of prophylactics.
Now, when I use condoms, they never even worked. Like, they broke sometimes. They, because you're, thrusting a lot. And, I've never had good luck with condoms. My condoms have broken.
That's why cheap ones?
Really?
That's why I just go buy whatever in a pinch at Circle K. I'm like, give me that.
See, you're buying, the cheap guaranteed
50
STD 50 cent rotator in the bathroom.
Wait, so there's different qualities.
Absolutely there is.
Really?
Magnum.
Oh, come on. Well, I wish I could use a Magnum.
Yeah.
I just, can't. I would look very funny. I'd look like a child wearing a sock 5 times bigger than his feet. Go ahead, Steve.
The CDC released a tweet last week reminding people to not reuse or wash their rubbers, and they got a beautiful photo there of a multicolored tweet.
The CDC is so non-important nowadays. It's like a couple years ago, they're warning about zombie apocalypses, and they have on their website an entire zombie section. This is a government organization that just needs to be shut down.
Just let people get sick and die?
No, when people get sick,
I'm for that. We need a new plague. There's too many people.
Evil people in this show today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Steve, what else does it say?
It says, when condoms are properly used, they can prevent pregnancy, reduce the risk of sexually transmitted diseases.
Is that what they do?
And may protect against other diseases like Zika and Ebola that spread, among other ways, through sexual contact.
I like Zika. Sounds cool.
But Dr. Elizabeth Tyrone, an epidemiologist.
A what?
Epidemiologist.
Epidemiologist.
RESPICT.
Yeah, there we go. She says the incorrect use, such as reusing a condom or using more than one at a time, diminishes the protective effect of condoms by leading to condom breakage, slippage, or leakage. So is that what you did, Mike? You had more than one?
What?
You ever double up?
You doubled up?
No.
Okay.
No, some people think that it makes it better and makes it worse.
Talk about less sensation. Jesus.
Some people might think soap and water will kill all of the tiny microorganisms.
They don't cost that much.
If anybody, you know what? I would have a questionnaire like, hey, click here if you have reused your condom. We need to tell you and we need to share with you some very important information. You're at risk. And then collect that data and then go to their home individually and put a bullet in their head. Because if you're that fucking dumb, you don't deserve to live in society.
You shouldn't reproduce.
Yeah. All right, Steve. What else do we have in the news? Please.
The Mirror. Russia's new walking army robot was unveiled by Kalashnikov. Is a 4.5 ton bulletproof soldier suit with claws.
Iron Man's real?
Sweet.
Yes.
Or is it like the one from RoboCop?
No, this looks kind of like Iron Man 2, maybe. They got a little video here. It's not one to load, but it says,
all right.
Russia has unveiled a terrifying 4.5-ton bulletproof robot that can walk and hold weapons in its giant claws and looks straight out of sci-fi films like Avatar and RoboCop.
This is why Russia is winning.
They have death robots.
Yeah.
This is why we're just going to die off, because we don't learn our lesson. There's a certain amount of intelligence in books that are sci-fi with a little bit of philosophy in there.
Yep.
Because there's a message there. And yet we don't learn. Why are we creating robots like this that can easily, when you can hack, forget about, let's say they don't even come to life. Let's say they don't gain consciousness, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say they get hacked. It's very easy to hack things, as we know nowadays. Very easy. Especially if you look at porn in a late night on 3 a.m. You're going to get hacked, probably. Just a warning. Not saying I do that. Not saying it's happened. I'm just letting you know. That could happen.
You owe money to a certain group now?
We have so many viruses out there, so many hacks. What if some country hacks your robots and decides to just mow down and murder everybody?
That's the plot of Call of Duty.
It's dumb. Why are we inventing these machines? Please stop it.
Call of Duty has a plot?
The Avatar-style
Someone
bot...
turn his mic off.
The The Avatar-style bot was revealed by Kalishnikov at the Army 2018 fair just outside of Moscow as a demonstration of what is to come.
It reminds me of the old, Cold War when they would have their entire troop and military do that parade every year just to show the world, look how big our dick is. And we're sitting here worried about what babies gender identify as. We're fucking gonna lose the next one.
Russia's building robots, and we're worrying about who's gonna piss where.
Yep.
And whose feelings we hurt on Facebook, and making sure that white guilt is very important to everybody. And I show my white guilt every time I tweet.
Better start learning Russian.
Yeah. All right. One more topic. What else do we have in the news, Steve? Pick one, anyone you want to go to, because we only have time for one more.
All right. Well, here we go.
Finish strong, Steve. Finish strong.
No, I already know he's going to pick. I know Steve. He wants to be a real reporter.
The Washington Post. This is hot news,
all right,
gentlemen.
I knew it.
Hot news. Hot off the presses. It could be Trump's worst day ever, as Manafort guilty on 8 counts today. The handwriting was on the wall, or rather on a note from the Paul Manafort jury to U.S. District Judge T.C. Ellis at approximately 11 a.m.
I think Manafort's going to be just fine. I mean, the prison system gives you 4K televisions, PS4s. You have rights. You can protest. He's going to be A-okay. It's not a bad place.
He's going to go to a prison for white-collar criminals.
Yeah. It's going to be a resort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the judge, or they handed this thing to the judge at approximately 11 a.m., inquiring what the jury should do if it could not reach a decision on a single count. When the verdict finally came in, the jury was hung on 10 counts, but convicted on the remaining 8 counts relating to tax and bank fraud. President Trump, even while the unsequestered jury was out, had expressed outrage over Manafort's trial. He's a, quote, good man, Trump said of the man now convicted of swindling millions of dollars from the Treasury and committing multiple counts of bank fraud. Intermittently, Trump would declare that the trial had nothing to do with him and that Manafort was only with the campaign for a short time.
You know, I just want to say, this is Donald Trump, by the way. He's a great, Manafort's a great man. Great man. Who cares if he committed legal acts? He's a great person. Tremendous personality, loves people. Loves people. What other crimes is he being accused of? What other crimes? Come on.
I'm trying to find.
Don't be slow-witted. Go ahead. I'm Donald Trump.
Well, swindling millions of dollars from the U.S. government.
You say swindling, I say hardworking. Come on. He's a good man. Strong religious values, Thomas. Strong religious values. He doesn't fuck porn stars like I do. Well, maybe. But he's still a good man. He's good at doing it. And he apologizes afterward, like a guy I know.
And the other counts of bank fraud, that's fine too? I mean, it seems kind of suspect that he was working for you that whole time.
The only fraud I see is you. I mean, yeah.
All right, then.
You got personal there, Tom.
It did. The president hates me.
Fraud. Bank fraud. How many times did we have to bail them out? So, who's swindling and who's frauding who? Yes, I use fraud that way.
Okay.
It can be used that way.
So
me and Al Sharpton are not really friends, but we kind of speak a lot alike.
He's found guilty on 5 charges of tax fraud, 1 charge of hiding foreign bank accounts, and 2 charges of bank fraud, where he had lied.
Wait a second, who's reporting this right now? What news organization are you with?
CNN.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Fake news.
Paul Manafort came into the campaign very late and was with us for only a short period of time.
Busy getting all that money first.
He tweeted on June 3rd, one of a batch of 4 tweets that day regarding the man who ran Trump's campaign for 4 critical months, including during the Republican National Convention. While the jury was deliberating, Trump declared that the prosecutors were, quote, enjoying ruining people's lives.
Yeah, Trump better look out, because you have this, and then you have the his lawyer?
Yeah, Cohen.
Yeah.
You have his lawyer who was just also not convicted. He admitted to working for the candidate. He didn't say the president yet.
and that he took campaign money to pay off Stormy Daniels and the other Playboy playmate. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how Trump's going to get out of this one.
Well, politicians just need to have a, keep the sex workers silent fund and work it into their campaign.
I don't understand this because Trump, despite what we all make fun of him for, he's not an idiot.
Right.
The guy has managed to do a lot with his life. Yes, he's living off the back of his father. Yes. But he's managed to survive. I don't see why. It's weird. It's baffling that this man would say, go ahead and use company or campaign financing to pay off these women. He has millions of dollars. That's why it's strange to me. Why would he do that? Why would he sign off on that? That's strange to me. What's what did he pay allegedly $380,000 I think to Stormy Daniels, or was it 100,000?
Wait, 300 and like 150 or so. It was under $500,000 between the two, I believe.
Okay, so that's nothing to him. Why would he use campaign financing? So there is more to this story. But at the same time, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Like he doesn't know any laws at all about campaigning, or
it's strange. It's weird. There's a lot more to this story than we even know yet, and I'm waiting to see what's about to happen. Something's gonna fucking happen real soon. All right, we got really serious, but you know what? We need to end today's show. We'll be right back in a moment with Andrew's post show. No talent, Asperger's. Wait, no talent. What is it?
No talent, autistic.
No, I also have no talent. The No Talent Autistic Post Show. We'll be right back.
Thank you for listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores, with hosts Tony Sabal and Thomas Cowley, Andrew Spindler with the news, audio guru Dustin Lucas, produced by Michael Flores and Dustin Lucas. The Rain Man Show is a Cazador Productions and Rain Man Digital broadcast production. For all things Rain Man, go to rainmanshow.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rain Man No Talent Autistic Post Show with me, Andrew. We got Thomas.
Hello.
Tony.
Hey.
And Steve.
Hey, how's it going?
He goes. How's everybody doing?
Oh, my God.
Every time Michael closes out the show proper, and then he goes, we're going to throw it to Andrew for the post show. Every single time
Panic sets in.
Panic, immediate. I forget to take notes on what we talked about.
There are notes already.
Sometimes we go off script, Thomas, just in case you're new to that seat there. No, so every time
you really want to throw that one?
Wow.
So it gets me a little bit flustered. But that's okay. We started off. I do want to touch on something that we went on for the pre-show, just briefly.
Jesus, okay.
Because I don't think.
Is it still about the leg meat thing that you're fucking?
I don't think that consuming human flesh is that weird.
Oh my God, that's how we're starting.
He's really obsessed with this point. He wants to make sure you understand.
He's got the hunger.
Dude, yeah, what the fuck happened? Did you go on a camping trip and now you're a Wendigo or some shit?
Well, look,
why are you so obsessed?
We left with 3, we came back with 2. Okay. No, I feel like there's something primal with it, right? It's not like
very
sure, but I don't know, probably a bit much. At some point, have you not had a dream, like just where you get a little cannibal-y?
No.
I need anybody who is listening right now, whether they're a therapist or they know someone who goes to a therapist, to recommend a number.
I have dreams of getting blowjobs, but that's not considered cannibalism.
That's a different kind of meat.
Yeah, that's not considered cannibalism.
I eat exactly one human flesh type, and that's pussy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very good, yeah.
Steve representing for the men.
Do you understand what that is, Andrew?
You came out of one, allegedly.
So moving on to actual subjects.
I ate a bunch of cum.
Does sexual fluids count as cannibalism?
They're little babies.
Oh, Jesus.
Half babies.
Not how that
Not
how that works.
Michael went into a little bit.
You dumb ass fuck cunts. That's a
Thank
topic for scientist Tony in the future.
In the future, yes.
There you
absolutely.
go. He can solve all your curious conundrums.
Yeah, because you got to remember, there's always that stork factor.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What is the stork factor?
No, don't. That's an old
Don't
one. Don't
ask.
even.
For later. So the idea, moving far away from this, down to Yuma or even the border, the idea of somebody rolling up, throwing dirty liquid on your vehicle and expecting them or you to be paid or something like that. Yeah. I still don't understand the idea behind that. Like, I get it. It's sympathy money in essence,
Right.
or like gotcha money. But the one thing that I just do not understand is showing up at somebody's house and doing landscaping for them.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never heard of that happening before.
I get what Mike was saying, where the guy like thought to the next level how to do that, but at the same time, I would never do that amount of work under a hope that they would pay me for it. I mean, would you?
No, but I have to wonder if you sometimes you get that shit on your door, like those flyers, and then you just on a whim, before I secured my people I have now, and you just get somebody to come over to do a cleanup or whatever, and then they assume that, okay, my foot is in the door now, and they will just start showing up on their own schedule and then expecting to get paid. I could see that being a gateway into that.
I can see that, but this guy just sounds like a borderline stalker.
Yeah.
He's like, I know when their schedule is, I know when they go to sleep, I know when they're home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was fucking creepy.
What would you do?
I would tell him to fuck off.
No. In the sense, like, you need to make money. You need to hustle this for someone. Like, what is your your game? What's your hustle?
I don't know. I'd hoard myself out. People tell me I'm attractive, so
webcamming?
And I'm very low standards. And
Chatterbait.
with 5 minutes, I can get a lot of work done in a regular 8 to 5 shift.
Oh, he would actually fit well on Chatterbait because the love sense, right, reacts to your tips. Just shove it just way up there.
There you go. I see. I've already got a backup career. If everything in my life went to shit and Randy left me, I can still pay the rent. That's all I'm saying.
Just twerking that ass instead of cooking.
Exactly. That video was fucking fantastic. I love that dude's just 100% genuine reaction. Like, what the fuck? You said you were cooking. Why are you in here when the kitchen's over there?
I am cooking, she says. She's cooking something.
That's a classic man line. Get your ass back in the kitchen and cook me some dinner.
You can't. The ass is all over Instagram.
I mean, if it was bringing in money, that'd be one thing.
Apparently it is.
I guess it's bringing in enough. But
PayPal.me / whatever the fuck her name was.
I kind of wish that she had a Patreon just so we could see what her monthly...
her account's private. I looked. You can't see on Instagram.
Right?
It's private.
Why not you start twerking? Maybe you could I
don't think anybody in this room has an ass as fat as this woman.
Oh God, no.
If you look at the edge of it, it looked like there was some injection status, like she had went and injected something at some point.
You think it's fake?
So it's performance enhanced.
Look, there's one thing that's fake about this video, and it's either the video and the reaction or the booty.
Yeah, something's amiss.
It's Andrew. Are you really asking that question? Of course he hasn't seen Black Booty before.
Have you ever seen Black Booty before?
Yeah.
World class booty, according to...
Well, according to David, David's seen all kinds of things, we know. Dark things.
He's seen things you people wouldn't believe.
The boyfriend walks in through the room, and he pauses for a second, because he cannot
It's just
believe.
that disbelief that I love his 100% genuine reaction.
He then does the bottom lip bite of just angry. As
in
he
his
just
head, you hear him
over.
say, "This fucking bitch said she was cooking dinner." You know, he heard the music eventually and it was like, "Oh, God damn it, again."
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't respect him.
Oh.
How about that wood paneling that she has going on those walls?
That's some 70s housing right there.
Yeah.
Like that is
That's West Side Arizona housing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know where the money's going.
Not in the walls.
Yeah. Going that fat ass of hers.
All her oil injections.
It's like how Tony's the one who said that. So hard to buy that sometimes.
That's crazy. Clearly, there's a respect issue in this relationship.
RESPICT?
IECT. First off, Al Frankton fucking misspelled it. Now, you guys are misspelling...
Al Frankton?
Whoever the fuck it was. Al
What did we
Sharpton.
learn from that story? If you're gonna talk shit, you gotta get your stuff right.
Oh, man.
One guy is black and the other guy's white. How can you screw that up?
Look, I'm retarded. We know this.
It is the autistic post show.
Right. Al Sharpton not only misspells respect, but then everybody else quoting Al Sharpton also misspells the misspelling, which I think is just 2 levels deep of just nobody giving
It's
a
hard
fuck
to make
about
yourself.
anything.
It's hard to get to that level of stupid. It really is.
Maher. Maher? Does anybody
Some
know?
of us are more practiced, apparently.
Does anybody know when that song came out? Maher?
That's an old song.
62, 63, maybe?
67. That song has been out for, Jesus, over 40 years.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Over 50 years. Whatever.
No.
And that would have came
I'm talking
out.
Al Sharpton, not you that time.
That would have came out when he was in his heyday too.
And his brain was working?
Yeah.
It's fucking absurd and sad. Because we thought he was like 85. He's actually 63. That's just...
He doesn't look 63. He looks a lot more worse.
Beat up, yeah.
What do you think Aretha Franklin's most popular song is?
This one.
Yeah. That's her signature song.
Because people know this song regardless of whether or not they know her.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sign of that. It's transcended her reputation.
That's why she's known as the Queen of Soul.
Yeah.
No, but that is her signature song.
Can anybody name one other song by Aretha Franklin?
Think.
Freeway of Love. She did that in the 80s. So she was still rocking in the 80s.
Again,
She was
Al
still
Sharpton
rocking.
should have been better at that.
Didn't she sing for Obama's inauguration?
Oh, yeah.
Like she's been rocking.
Yeah, he did. We're just gonna... It's the misspelling, mispronunciation show, apparently.
Right. What did I say?
Inauguration.
Inoculation? Inauguration?
Oh.
And you call me back.
All of that off mic.
Mic's off mic so we can get away with it.
Maher?
Do you sympathize with Al Sharpton since you also can't
Al
speak?
Frankton?
Al Frankton since you also can't speak?
Bill Maher. Bill Maher. No, I
Just a little bit.
I can't. Hey, I got it.
You can't relate to him.
No, there's nothing to relate to. Bill Maher? He's a moron. He's been reading off of a teleprompter for the last 30 years.
Maher? And that's, and still it's still somewhat quote unquote relevant.
So how about this? What if there was a Ron Burgundy moment happening?
Bill
there,
Maher?
right? Where respect was misspelled on the teleprompter.
No, because you should have known the song, especially if you're going to claim she was your friend.
Now, hold on. I'm going to play devil's advocate here with Andrew for once. Maybe the only time.
Sure you want to do that?
The only
Are you
time.
sure you want to do that?
He might be onto something here because that's happened in the past where they put stuff up on the teleprompter, and if he's just so accustomed to just reading, because he was so fixated on that, if he was just reading, but then to your point, Thomas, you can't stop and read ahead and go, that looks wrong, and you're just going to read right into the stupidity.
Whoever ran the teleprompter just lost their job.
I fully admit I've fucked up and pulled my own Ron Burgundy moments before on Supernatural: The Crossroads. But if you're going to claim she's your friend and it's this super well-known song that's not...
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Exactly. The song isn't just respect. The song literally spells it out for you.
Right, you should know it.
You just circumnavigate the fact that the teleprompter's fucked up at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Or you kill yourself.
On air.
Which I would watch that.
It looks like he's getting there.
It looks like he's about to fall fucking over, dude.
Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Thank you, Mike.
He looks like a twig. What do you think he's on?
Meth.
Yeah?
Well, I think some of it.
Maybe it's HIV.
He was big.
Jesus Christ.
See,
he was washing them rubbers.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Ew.
Thank you, Steve.
He never do that. Why does it have to be explained? to people.
Apparently, according to the CDC's tweet, they have to say it because people are doing it.
Andrew, knock it off.
It's a lot of stupidity.
It's not green.
Through and through. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this week's post show. We'll catch you next time. Cunt is such a just fantastic word.